Righty, we're recording. All right. So, Jen, thanks so much for having me. I'm the season finale of the Grit and Grow. Um, you guys, if you have not watched the 3 previous episodes, you are missing out. Jen did an amazing job really getting us through some things that I think it's really important for us to understand during starting our journey, during our journey. Our journey is never ending, but lots of great information about our products and detoxing. And then Raya brought it home with our responsibility when someone joins our team. Clicking join means so much to that person, and it should mean a whole lot to us, to the point of we need to really be, just like we write down school starting and, all of these fun things that are getting ready to come up for the season. It's really important for us to support our personally sponsored ambassadors, because without their testimonies, they're going to have a really hard time building belief like we have. So I loved Raya's gig. And then Krista, she always gets me good in the gizzard, as my husband would say. Just remembering for us to believe in ourselves. So for me, I am going to talk about self-care, because I think it's really, really important. Can you guys hear me okay? I don't normally wear headphones. Okay, cool. I think it's really, really important. And when we fall short of our own self-care, it's really hard for us to take care of the things, the people, the responsibilities that we need. As when it starts with ourself as much as our job, our side gig, if this is not your primary source of income, or our significant other or spouse, to our children, and then that webs out into our friendships, our social network. Sometimes when you're not taking good care of yourself, everything can kind of fall apart, because it's easy to go down that road. It's easy to look around at what's going on with yourself and say, well, great, I'm not this, and I can't do this, and I can't accomplish this. So what worth do I have to do anything else? So I am giving a big fat toast to, have you ever been in a rut? Anybody with anything? I'm not, yep, right here, Molten. Cheers to you. I have been in a rut with a project in my home. Good job, Mama. I love some Fiji. I've been in a rut with a relationship. Been in a rut 872 times in my Plexus business. I have been in a rut with, oh my gosh, can I get a grip and learn how to fill out a calendar? Like, I know how to write. I'm 36 years old. I know what's going on in my life. Like, why am I not committing to writing things down? So, self-care is really, really important. And I have experienced it 100%. Most of you guys on here know that I just got done with a deployment. And it was our last deployment. And I'm excited and proud and humbled to have had my husband serve. But it was 4 months of some really hard things, but it was 4 months that I had an opportunity to really buckle down in some areas, and it made a difference. When I got in a rut last month, and I'm talking to my friend Jen, and I'm like, what the hell is going on? She's good at calming anybody down, but I can kind of like pull myself back and go, okay, there's these things that I've done and I've accomplished. What are they? and making a list. And you guys, you always have to do that. Like when you get in a rut, you have to go back and you have to write down the things that you've accomplished, and you have to take a moment to be proud of yourself. So when you do that, I find that it's when I have done the things that I know that I need to do to take care of myself. And they might not be all of the things that you think. So I have brought tonight 10 things, self-care, mind, body, soul, which like totally vibes with our team Plexus Strong. So I'm going to share my screen. I want to apologize for any of my wonderful notes that you might see. Hang tight. All I can see is Katie right now. But yeah, 10 simple ways to like totally reset. Can you guys see everything okay? Hopefully that's a yes. Okay. So drinking lemon water. Does anybody do this? Yes. Yes. Does anybody get away from it? I know that I do. I am in a coffee rut right now. I'm working back to drinking my lemon water, but you guys, this is something so simple that does so much for your body. I promise. If you start your mornings off this way, you are going to reap some serious benefits like detox, level setting your pH, weight loss. And there is something about a warm water with lemon when you first wake up. Like when you have that glass, and then you're welcome to have your coffee, or maybe you have your pink drink, or maybe you eat something, but it's definitely a jump start. Number 2 is a self-care power hour. I've talked a couple of times. Hold on, I see some chat. I'm nervous that no one can hear me because I can't see. I've talked a little bit about journaling. Does anybody here journal or attempt? Okay, cool. That's awesome. Self-care, a self-care power hour can come in a lot of ways. I believe Amber Mullen meditates a little bit, but I really like journaling. If you don't journal, you can, there are a ton of them that you can Amazon for your body, like stretching, walking, yoga, and then your soul, like getting down to doing the things that you appreciate. Maybe you like to bake or do it yourself projects. But those are all things when we're kind of losing control of self-care that bring us back to a place of being comfortable and like a self-respect. All right. So number 3, treat your skin. There are tons of ways that you can do this. You can dry brush. You can do scrubs. You can check out Joyome. I was actually talking to somebody today that's very, very interested in our Joyome, and she was just hesitant about grabbing the full supply. So as an ambassador, you guys, if you haven't grabbed your Joyome, check out samples, marketing materials, and you get 2 days of each, or 10 days of each serum. So you can pay $30 and check it out for 10 days. I have yet to see somebody not see some kind of performance from 10 days. So if you haven't ever dry brushed, that is, it's pretty cool. It's something that you're adding to your prior to showering routine, but it does a lot for your lymphatic system. And overall, you know, you guys, our skin is our biggest organ. So it's absorbing a lot of toxins that are trying to come into our body and a lot of toxins that are trying to exit our body. Okay, so getting some fresh air. Can anybody relate to grounding, or yes, Hope, trying to like just take a minute for yourself, walk outside in the sunshine, like get your feet out in the soil. Look up. I mean, sometimes I've laid down before and like just put my arms out and just taken a couple of deep breaths. I would hope every mom on here can relate to that. Just kind of needing a breath, you know, although Olivia would wonder why I was laying out in the yard. But I, I think getting some fresh air is super important because sometimes, I mean, do you ever, especially in the wintertime, just you're walking around and you're like, well, shit, I've been in the house all day, like all day long. I know for us, we experienced like a ton of snow, and it was just like I felt like I was in the house for like 16 days. So getting outside is super super important. All right, so 5 is hard because you know, digital life is so much of our life, but taking some steps to declutter your just everything digital. Um, I have deleted apps that I don't use. I have deleted apps that I use too much. Little backstory, I am a big fan of Amazon Prime, and I will literally put whatever in my Amazon Prime cart and have it delivered because it's just easier that way. I removed that app for a while and I never like took the time to, okay, it's not on my phone, and go to my computer and place an order. So it just goes to show like how connected we are to our phones and our iPads, and that's okay. But sometimes, you know, you just need to like level set that space. For me, I see somebody that has like 52,000 emails on the bottom of their phone. I'm like, what? That would give me a straight up panic attack. So if you are one of those people and it doesn't bother you, hey, like go through your stuff and start deleting some things. There's some great options where you can delete. I think I can't remember exactly what it's called. I'll send it to you guys or drop it in the Zoom link. But there's a great place that you can go to and like have them clean out your mailbox. I think it costs a couple of bucks, but sometimes, you know, you shop at Gap and then everybody somehow gets your email address and they're reaching out to you, and that can just bog you down. Alrighty. Oh, one of my favorites, up your fruit and veggie intake. I think when it comes to eating, and I say lifestyle, not diet, because I think it's important to eat food to nourish your body forever, not for a period of time. But I think it's much easier to add things like this, fruits and veggies, to your daily than it is to say, okay, for the next week, I'm going to eat just fruits and veggies. I think lean plays an important role in this. If you are struggling in one meal, like you do really great at breakfast, but you have a hard time at lunch because you get to a point where you're getting so hungry, you're just like, oh my gosh, I'm going to get fast food, or I'm going to grab a quick sandwich and fries or whatever. Maybe this is an opportunity to incorporate lean, and just talk to your sponsor about recipes. There's a lot of them on the team page. Or maybe you're skipping breakfast and you can, you know, do some kind of egg bake for the week loaded with vegetables and cut up some fruit and have it for a side. But our fruits and vegetables are super super important for us, and it's much easier to add more to your plate than to try to look at taking away something that might be a big part of your diet. So if you are having any difficulties with like options, ideas, there's lots of folks on here that are good about their fruits and veggies, and I'm happy to help you out. All right, so number 7 is positive affirmations. Whoops. Can you guys still see that okay? I don't know what just happened. I like to write these all over my mirror in my bathroom. Phil does not really like that much. But for me, there is something extremely powerful about having a mindset that you can just out in front of you and be aware of, like knowing that you're strong, knowing that you're brave, knowing that you're focused, knowing that someone is dependent on you, knowing that you are aware, knowing that you are willing. All of those things. If you are opposed to that approach and you're telling yourself, I can't, they won't, I never will make it, I'm not cut out for that. All of those things, if they're constantly on your mind and that's how you're vibing, then that is not going to be very supportive of self-care for you on so many levels. And there's one thing that I think that we get away from when it comes to our health, and it's not necessarily supplements that we're taking or how we're eating, but it lives a lot in our mental health and being stressed out. And if you're constantly nagging on yourself, then that's not a good mindset, and that's just not a healthy environment for your soul. So I think number 7 is it's super, super important, you guys. Tonight, I dare you to find one affirmation that speaks to you and print it, or look it up on Pinterest, hold your phone and write it down on a piece of paper or on your mirror or on a sticky note and put it next to your coffee maker. I don't know. But if we don't get the right words in our mind, it'll take a toll on what you're trying to accomplish. Yeah, Jen, I definitely like that. I think I put a link on children's affirmations. We would drive to school in the morning and Olivia would say, I am strong, I'm brave, I'm beautiful, I'm loved, and I'm enough. And I would just tell her to say that because I think it's important. It's important as women for us to say that. Okay, freshen up your desk space. I'm going to take a sip of water. I feel like I sound like a trucker who smoked a pack of Marlboros right now. So truth, my desk space is an office upstairs and my dining room table, because for some reason at the age of my children and summer, it was just hard for me to go upstairs whenever I needed to work very quickly. So I have a space at our table, and it did include just my laptop and a mouse and a phone charger, whatever. And then truth just turned into a shithole. So I had to clean it up, and it really, I don't know a whole lot about feng shui or any of that stuff, but I felt very squared away after that. I also, I love my Plexus planner, but I bought a new planner that was notebook size and had some bigger boxes for me to work with. And that made a big difference. It allowed me to just have a simple checklist that I could write everything down. I'm kind of OCD, so I highlight things as I accomplish them. And for me, that's something that I've done most of the month of August, and it's been beneficial. So if you don't have some kind of method of keeping track of things, I think it's important to incorporate. Number 9, I love this, to focus on one thing at a time. I am a little spazzy sometimes, so that can be hard for me, but I love Ron Swanson saying, you never half-ass 2 things, you whole-ass one thing. So if you are, constantly, frantically feeling like you're in a rut, and then you want to go for something and you just have a million mental sticky notes, like just take a second, like get a fresh piece of paper and just write some things down. Like, don't get too overwhelmed about your to-do list and get serious about your priorities. I was saying to Raya last night, I will never forget Haley DeJock said on a Zoom call, I can't remember. I think it was like Road to Emerald related, but she made a comment. She said, guys, like, thank you for being here. We all have priorities. At the time, I want to say her son was playing football, or her daughter was doing something. She's like, I had my husband take them so I could be here on this Zoom. So I think we all have a ton of priorities, but when it comes to self care, we have to look at the priorities that weigh in on a better us and our goals and aligning with the things that we're trying to personally accomplish. And then last but not least, go somewhere new. Um, Check out a new lunch spot with a friend. Switch up your driving route. Something I did was, you guys, I have been grocery shopping at Walmart. Honestly, I feel I like it. I have never been a Walmart girl. I've actually kind of badmouthed Walmart shoppers. I feel bad saying that, but I gave it a chance and I'm pretty impressed, and it's saving a lot of money. I do a priority for my self-care and my family self-care is food. So sometimes that bill can get a little hectic. It's a big reason why I am thankful for Plexus, because I can provide in that area. But the first time I went, I spent $67.70 on everything that we needed for our dinner meal plan for the week, minus some fish. So I was pretty impressed with my experience. I am gonna stop sharing now and kind of like open up for a few minutes because it's 9. Did I talk really fast? I feel like I was bebopping on. Uh, I hope that you guys, I hope you take one or two things away. I think that you can really incorporate one or two changes when it comes to loving on yourself a little bit more. And it doesn't necessarily have to be something that you're taking away from yourself or something overly dramatic. So even if you decide tonight that you're going to grab a fresh piece of paper and write down your priorities for the rest of the month, for yourself, for your family. Jen buys herself fresh flowers. I love that. For your business. And you commit to deleting. I mean, if you app that sucks you in, I've been there. And I deleted it when I felt like it was time to like get down and grind. So 10 things to think about and 10 things to a detox bath. Absolutely. Danielle, what do you do? Epsom and lavender, I think we've talked about this. You're muted.
Sorry. Yeah.
That's okay.
Epsom, lavender, and baking soda.
Yeah. Very cool. I have been doing the Indian clay every couple of weeks. And it's interesting, but yes, the gym, Raya, for sure. We were talking about just different kind of things that you can do for your mind, body, and soul, like running and walking, yoga, working out. Yeah, Carly, something creative for your mind is, I mean, even a do it yourself, although don't get too carried away in Pinterest. I feel like if I looked at my Pinterest board, I would have a heart attack. Like, I have to go to Michael's right now and get 12 cases of mason jars and spray paint. Yeah, Jess, I love that. I treat the gym like it's an appointment. Yeah, like it's something like going to the doctor's office. You know how if you don't give them a 24-hour notice, they'll charge you. Like, think of it like that. I think about that when I do my tribe classes on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Like, I have to pay for that. Now, I might skip the gym on another day, but like, I'm getting up and going to hang out with these women that have a lot of the same fitness goals. Knitting, I don't knit. Maybe I should give it a go. Um, I I'm so glad to see all of you guys on here tonight, and I want to thank Jen for doing an awesome. I mean, this whole Grit and Grow series was so awesome for all of us to connect, and everybody's we all are focused on different things, but ultimately, like, as women, we all care about ourselves, right? And we all want to take care of ourselves and want to make sure that everybody in our network is taking care of ourselves. So I just think every single Zoom has played a part, it's like this pie that has all come together with just things on our heart that are important to us, not even necessarily plexus related. I'm going to stop recording now.